A bombshell start to NXT as the general manager Ava and Stephanie was in the ring, and the announcement was made. Stephanie will relinquish the Women's North American Championship. And I really don't know how to feel about this. Last week, Stephanie defended both championships on the same night successfully. Why does she need to relinquish one? If this was Ava saying, look, we're building to our biggest show of the year, we need to take one of the titles away from you, it makes more sense. But with Stephanie saying, I just want to give back. No. You've worked your entire damn life to be in the position you're in right now, and you've just given away something you've worked extremely hard for. That's why, I don't know, I don't mind it, because obviously it's going to build to a 6-woman ladder match, which is going to be really fun. But I don't know, it just kind of, no one can beat Stephanie, so this is the way we're going to get out of it. Do you know what I mean? The one saving grace for this is that Stephanie now gets to choose her opponent for Stand and Deliver. So she is getting something out of it, so that makes a little bit more logical sense. This would cause more problems for Stephanie, though, as Jordynne Grace would answer the challenge, followed by Jada Parker, who has a legitimate claim, because obviously Jordynne Grace got involved in her NXT title match last week. But then, my God, Jordynne Grace throwing that security guy over the top rope. She literally yeeted the man right out of the building nearly. That was damn impressive. As we found out from Ava, we'd have qualification matches over this week and multiple weeks in the future to crown 6 women to go to that ladder match for the North American Women's title. Zaria was the first tonight to qualify, which is very cool. Great spot for Zaria to be in. What a war she had as well with Lash legend. That chop, man. Oh my God. Lash and Zaria. Is that personal or what? Oh my God, that hurt. With Jordynne Grace and Jada Parker continuing to fight in the backstage area tonight, they did make the match official for next week. Jordynne versus Jada, so that's pretty cool. Kelani Jordynne would be the next person to qualify for that big Stand and Deliver North American title ladder match, beating Roxanne Perez. That is an accomplishment in of itself. Hopefully this is securing Roxanne being a Raw superstar at this point. I'm also going to just come out and say it. Lots of people say it every week, and I honestly agree with them. Where is Thea Hale? I really hope, as part of this North American title tournament, that she's at least in the contenders matches. It's a great way to bring her back. Put her on that big stage of Stand and Deliver. She's probably going to have a new character now Chase U is dead. So you've got to do something. And I think now's the right time to try and capitalise on Thea Hale. This just takes things to the whole next level, doesn't it? For the last 2 weeks, we've done Hank, WTF. Well, tonight, Hank and Tank, WTF was you thinking? Honestly, right, pretty deadly, I get it, okay? Former NXT UK, former NXT champions. But why would you take advice from someone who wears a fish as a tie? I love Pretty Deadly, but this doesn't work for Hank and Tank, does it? Unless they're going to star in Pretty Deadly the musical, then I'm all on board, of course. Well, at least they actually did change before the match. They didn't wrestle in their Pretty Deadly attire. Hank and Tank, though, unsuccessful again. No quarter catch crew picking up the win. I love Hank and Tank, and I don't mind them losing. I'm sure this storyline is one where they find themselves as a tag team. They're using all this advice, and the advice isn't working for them. So eventually, things are going to have to change, and they're going to have to find their own path. When they do, I'm sure that's when the success will come, and hopefully very soon, because I think this team's great. Another golden segment tonight by the D'Angelo family, and this was so well done. Just like last week, pure cinema, and I said it last week, I'm going to say it again, this should be its own show, genuinely. What a unique and creative way, though, for WWE to introduce us to each individual member of Darkstate. As the family would report their findings on each member to the Don, this was just a good way to tell us their accomplishments, their stats, all in one go, while putting over the story of the D'Angelo family, with tension still rising between the Don and Stax. Is there trust there? Does Stax really trust Tony? Does Tony trust Stax? I don't know, man. A family implosion looks likely at this point. Trick Williams tonight will come to the ring, once again demanding the shot at the NXT Championship. I did find it really interesting, though, with Trick talking about the sacrifices he made to be NXT champion. He spoke about the fact he lost a brother. and there was a momentary pause, and it just makes you wonder if there's any chance of reconnecting Trick and Carmelo Hayes in the future, specifically on the main roster. Javon Evans would come out and say to Trick Williams tonight that right now he is in the position that Trick was in this time last year. Trick Williams, though, is Carmelo Hayes. Do you know what? It's a good comparison. Trick definitely didn't like it, but he had no time to digest it as the NXT champion, the ruler Oba Femi, would emerge, shortly followed by General Manager Ava, who would announce that Stand and Deliver, Oba Femi will defend his championship against Trick Williams and Javon Evans in a triple threat match. Once again, though, the lights would go out, Darkstate would emerge, but this time it got physical as they attacked Oba Femi, they attacked Javon Evans, and then they were left in the ring with Trick. There was a moment when I thought maybe Trick was the leader, and they laid out Trick as well. 3 more victims in the Darkstate book, but the question is, was one of these a setup? Was one of these like to throw us off the scent of them being the leader? For example, Trick or Javon or even Oba Femi? Because there's a rumour that one of them is going to be the leader of Darkstate. If that's the case, by attacking each of them, it doesn't look like they're the leader. So, do you think it's still possible? Or are we just throwing stuff at a wall hoping it sticks? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Just something that's worth noting, after Darkstate's attack tonight, they have actually got a brand new outro glitch thing. The glitch comes up and you see pictures of their masks and stuff, all glitched imagery. It actually looks really cool. It's very Wyatt Six kind of esque in how they do that outro to whenever they do a segment. I like that. I think it's a great presentation of their character. Kind of shows a takeover vibe. We also found out next week will be the official in-ring debut of Darkstate as they take on Oba, Javon and Trick in 6-man tag team action. That's going to be interesting. Can't wait to see what happens there. That's going to be fun. It looks like Andre Chase is warming to the idea of being friends with Uriah Connors and Kale Dixon, and maybe we're going to get a new version of Chase U. I really hope so. At this point, this storyline with just these 3 have been going on since January. It's about time something progressed, let's be honest. Nathan Frazier would be quite rude about Hank and Tank tonight, which Axiom took exception to. Axiom saying, I wish we had a friendship like theirs. Is there problems in Fraxiom? Or is Fraxiom okay? I don't really know. I mean, we'll keep saying this. I'm sure it's part of their characters at this point, but it's fun to speculate. An interesting challenge, though. Swipe Right, a team from WWE Evolve, challenge the NXT Tag Team Champs, and they will have a match next week on NXT, so that's pretty cool. A new tag team name for Zaria and Sol Ruka revealed tonight. Zaruka. Sounds like something you get on your foot, doesn't it? But, do you know what? It works. Why not? Why not? The main event tonight was Ricky Saints versus Shawn Spears for the men's North American Championship. Without doubt, match of the night. Genuinely lots of hype for this one. Shawn Spears' group, the Culling, would try to get involved, but it would be Ricky Saints standing tall as we crown a new North American champion. Ricky Saints has won gold in NXT already. But the celebration was short, as it would be Ethan Page attacking Ricky to end out the show. So this is probably now the match for Stand and Deliver. I thought tonight's show was a decent show. I really don't like the whole relinquishing thing, so that does mark it down a little bit. For me, a solid 7 out of 10 is fair. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. Turn on notifications, you'll never miss an upload. Like the video, and I'll see you next time. Peace!